Hey everyone, in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys the tips and tricks I've learned about MEW that can help you drastically improve your poke game, make you more versatile for your team, and overall make the most out of this Pokemon's unique moveset. In my opinion, MEW's a Pokemon with an incredibly high skill ceiling, so I definitely recommend you guys checking out this Pokemon after watching the video. Give the video a big thumbs up, and let's get straight into it. Okay, so when I'm playing as MEW, there are two main builds I like to run. One is your fully offensive triple glasses build, so that's your wise glasses, choice specs, and stacking specs. You can also switch out stacking specs with something like Shell Bell. That makes it a little bit more of a safer MEW build, especially if you're going up against a team that may be very hard to stack against. When I'm starting off with lane, I like to start off with the moveset Light Screen and Electro Ball. Electro Ball is a fantastic, secure move at the start. You have execute damage on that move, and it's going to be very easy for you to get that neutral farm away from your enemies. I personally prefer Light Screen over something like Agility, mainly because I think it is a more versatile move. You get 2 boosters from using the move, placing it, bringing it back. You get your move boosted, like your Electro Ball is boosted through that Light Screen, which increases your burst. And also, you're able to displace the enemy either away from you or towards your jungler, let's say, if they gank. So you can set up some really good plays for your teammates. One thing I like to think about when I'm playing MEW in lane is to try to get 5 as fast as possible. That is where you get your access to all your other moves, right? MEW is a very unique Pokemon in that you have an access to so many combinations of moves, whereas, you know, on the other Pokemon, you really just get to choose between 2. This Pokemon also has a sure hit boosted auto, which will follow and increase in damage the further away the enemy is away from you, that you've locked onto. So, a really good MEW player would make use of all these moveset combinations, as well as proccing that boosted as much as possible in order to deal incredible burst damage from the backline. Now I'm going to show you, I'm going to move to this middle bird here, switching to my Solar Beam Light Screen, and insane pick on that Absol here with just a simple Light Screen Solar Beam boosted attack. Now this allows me to pick off, you know, ADCs, stun them, as well as just making sure my team gets that, you know, advantage from all of the enemies being bursted down within a second. I'm already level 7, so it's a great start for me here. And so we're going to try to dive this bottom base and set up for that birds are coming out in around 10 seconds here. So I get a massive score in. In this game, I am running the stacking spec, so there is an explanation why there is so much burst off the bat. You can see here, I switched to Electro Ball. Electro Ball is a really good move to use if you want to either burst down your enemies quickly, or they're already quite low and you just want to execute them for your team. I'm playing quite aggressive as MEW here, while the rest of the team is doing that bottom Reggie. I have my Unite already, which means I can get out of sticky situations, and hence I think playing very front is a good idea over here. And you can see pretty much the team on the enemy side, they don't really get a chance to contest this Reggie at all, and I just have my beam ready in order to you know, make sure we get the Reggie Rock at the bottom. I popped my Unite here just because I thought the Absol was probably going to target me, and we do manage to pick off most of the team on the enemy side in that little skirmish. Now, if MEW's kit didn't sound good enough, don't forget, every time you change your move, you will actually increase your Unite charge as well. So what you want to do is, pretty much as soon as you get to change your move, make sure you are proccing that, because if you just use your Unite, you can get it back quite quickly as well. And that's something that's quite exciting on MEW. You are able to chain these move combos down and constantly burst down your enemies. Alright, I'm just going to pick up my Comfy here. We're going to head towards the top for that Reggie Alecki. I also like to go through and window shop in my enemy's jungle, and if I can somehow pick off, you know, one of the buffs, I think that makes it a little bit better for my team, makes it harder for the enemy to come back. Okay, I am playing a very, very offensive here, which I'm proc the Alcomfi's Unite move. Generally, I would say it's probably better to play a little bit behind your team's front line. That way you don't get cucked, which I'm probably going to get cucked over here. I accidentally picked coaching, I remember, in this scenario. And I guess this is a great example of one of the drawbacks of Mew. If you pick the wrong move, you are going to be, I guess, disadvantaged for that duration. And that just comes with practice as well. Once you are, you know, more comfortable with Mew's movesets and where they are on your D-pad, or, you know, for your, you know, Switch controller players, you're going to be more accurate in the way that you pick your moves. And that's okay at the start. If you take a bit of time to switch your moves, you will get better at it and you'll become an absolute menace. Here I actually want to show you guys a little trick that you can use on Mew after I get slow beamed. And it's right here. You have your boosted solar beam after putting the light screen down, but if you time it right, when you draw back your light screen and it's still active, and you switch to something like an Electro Ball, you will get the boosted Electro Ball as well. So with one light screen, not only can you push enemies away, you get your boosted charge, you also are able to get 2 boosted moves off before the actual one move goes down. So if you want to use it in conjunction, this allows you to burst something like a heavy tank down at the start. Alright, so we do get a huge solar beam pick here, and I have to unite again because I'm very scared of that Absol. I do have a misplay over here. I didn't get my surf up in time, and I just find myself in the middle of like 3 Pokemon, and I will go down over there. One thing you can do with your Unite move as well is that your Unite move, when it finishes, it actually does like a big burst AoE damage. So if you have Surf ready while you're in that, you can come out of your untargetability of your Unite move, Surf the ADC on the opposite team, because Surf will stun them so they can't get out of it, to make sure they get bursted down by not only the Surf move and also your Unite burst damage. This is very good to use when you are playing as Mew, because a lot of the times when you're uniting, because you can't be targeted, you can weave yourself around the enemy team, pick off something like a Gardevoir, which is really gonna, you know, turn the tide for a little skirmish that your team is having with the enemy team. So I'm gonna try to show you guys in this game as well. I'm just gonna we're waiting for the Regieleki to come out. There's about 1 minute left before Rayquaza, and I'm just trying to stay alive here. Jokes, I go down anyway. Hindsight 2020. But I think my team maybe comes out a little bit on top, maybe not. I think our Serena goes down here as well. Ooh, okay, probably not the best fight for us there, and we're gonna be coming out here. But I don't think they have started it too early. Let's just see what happens. Yeah, okay, they've just started it. I switched to my Solar Beam light screen to make sure I have that reach, because Electro Ball's range is a little bit shorter than that. I get this massive beam secure off. That turns the tide of the battle, and suddenly the enemies need to either defend this or let it go in, because Rayquaza is coming out in 8 seconds. So that just gives you an idea of what Mew can do from the back line without needing to be at the front all the time. And what I focus on in the Rayquaza fight is the staying at the back and doing as much poke damage as possible, because this sets up my team for the execute as well. I still have my Unite move, so I know I'm going to be a little bit safer, but I do want to, you know, stay behind, constantly getting those Electro Balls out, waiting for my move reset, switch to Solar Beam, etc. I get very lucky here not to get hit by the Future Sight, but I needed to proc my Unite there, unfortunately. Look at this, I'm just targeting the Gardevoir there. Unfortunately, my booster did target them, but they did get blocked by another of their player. And I'm just here trying to do as much damage as possible. We do need to stall it a little bit for the team. I get this massive Solar Beam off that bursts the entire enemy team. But guess what? I get Hyper Beamed by the Clefable Wonder Wish Unite move. Which is a little bit unlucky, to be honest. But because they were all bursted down, my Wiggly, Sing, and the Serena Triple Axel did manage to take most of their teammates down. And it is just the Gardevoir to be worried about. My Wigglytuff did a really good thing to just go score there, because now it puts pressure on the enemy team to make a move. They're going to be behind, they need to make the play, and all we have to do is stall out as much as possible. Now, I see that they have 3 enemies down, so I'm just going to go in and score, because this stops them from jumping on the pad to the middle. And you can see both of the enemies, they all run out. I still get the score in. I know I can get out of there with agility serve. And I just get the freest of free scores. And now, 20 seconds to go. We're just going to damage farm here. There is just, you know, nothing else. We know we've won this game. So I'm just going to try to int as much as possible. You know, we're gonna get the numbers up for the stats, you know, for the Twitter clips, for the Twitter post. And here we go. Boosted solar beam, bam, on the slow bro. And that is gonna be times up for that game. Alright, looking at the results, I can see, yep, easy win. And you can see an incredible 140,000 damage for my team. If you can stay alive even longer as Mew, you're going to be constantly outputting that DPS for your team. And, you know, generally doing a lot of damage for your team. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.